Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kissimmee, Florida, where tonight the hometown Kissimmee Bass play host to the Pottsville Maroons. Kissimmee comes in with a Pottsville comes in with a record of 2-2, and tonight it's the owner broadcast, the owner cast, because I'm here with the Maroons, and with me tonight is Randy Pierce, owner of the Kissimmee Bass. Randy, how you doing?
I'm doing great tonight, and can you believe that crowd? Did you see that? I mean, we have a packed house here in Kissimmee tonight.
What's capacity on this stadium?
Oh, it's got to be like 98,000.
98,000. Now,
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
So, in Florida, bass fishing is the big deal. And a lot of those guides, when they find a place where it's like really popular for bass fishing, they call it their honey hole. So I'm just kind of curious, is this your honey hole?
Oh, you know it's my honey hole. There's no other place that I think that I would rather be than here in Kissimmee. And especially here at the stadium tonight, and especially broadcasting with you tonight. This is my honey hole with you tonight, Dave.
I'm glad to be sharing the honey hole with you this evening, Randy. So it looks like you're going to get the ball first. So, I did something different with my uniforms in this league with the yellow pants. What are your thoughts there?
I like that.
If you want to make fun of it, go ahead.
No, I like it. I'm all about the change and being trendy.
Well, I like your look too with the blue and green there. That's definitely got some pretty cool look to it. So we get the kickoff there from Charlie Berry, and he's brought down your now who is that for you? 87. I know that. Oh, it's Stephen Yodel, right?
Yeah, Yodel brings back the punts and the kickoffs.
Okay, and he was tackled there on that play by Larry Barr. So we're going to have first and 10 for your boys from your own 18-yard line.
Well, we took a little on the chin last week against the Warthogs, so we were undefeated going into that game. So I hope tonight's a little bit different. And I'm sure you're hoping for a little bit different outcome than what you've been having also.
Yeah, I mean, we really struggled early in the year. Lost two in a row right off the bat, and then we played better the last 2 weeks. But I really don't feel like we're where we ought to be with our playbook.
I understand.
And I know we're probably going to take a little bit of break right now, but we need it.
So we see that first play right there. That's Pierce's favorite target, number 19, Guacamole.
Well, I have my own favorite guacamole too. My wife makes a really good one.
Yeah. Well, that's Jose that caught that pass, tight end. He's got a brother also, of course, we know, that's the one slot from the receiver.
First and 10 for the Bass there at their own 35-yard line. A little dive play to Woody Pusher. And I was really worried about him headed into this week, and because I thought he played well last week for you. And he picks up 8 there on that play.
He got hit about 6 yards deep and then fell forward for 2 for a total of 8.
Second and 2 there at the 43-yard line. Split backs for the Bass, and another dive play to Woody Pusher. This time he's wrapped up in the backfield by former Philadelphia Eagle great Bill Berge. Fats Henry also helps on the play there.
And where did Fats get that nickname from? I don't see it at all.
So I named a lot of my players on this particular team after the actual Pottsville Maroons.
I get it.
And they had a defensive tackle whose name was Wilbur Fats Henry.
And that guy's slim.
He's probably never been called that before.
Oh.
Oh my goodness! Is that? That's Woody Pusher again with a nice run. I thought we had him in the backfield, but he broke loose and converted the first down there for you.
Yeah, that was a nice run. I mean, he had a tendency right there to, which they all seem like they do, is to run sideways or backwards at times, but he was able to get the first down.
One thing I like about this league is there are things that are just maddening that happen in the same way that, like, when you watch a real game, there's stuff that you, like, once in a while it makes you furious.
Right. Little slant pass right there that was almost intercepted by Berge.
Do you remember Bill Berge?
I remember the name.
He was a long time, really good inside linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I thought, well, we're already over at Eastern PA anyway. And I'd run out of Maroon's names, so I thought we'll put him out there and let him play.
What a great idea!
Yeah.
We've talked about the guacamole mama. There's 3 guacamoles on his team. She's actually from Western PA. I didn't know if you knew that or not.
Where exactly?
She's from over around King of Prussia.
Oh well, that's
kind of east of Philadelphia.
Yeah,
right in that area. Yeah. Not that I need to be giving away geographically where she lives, but
if someone wanted to look her up, I suppose. You know, we've often talked about her being really a friendly person.
oh, she is a very friendly person. Yeah, she likes to cuddle, and the boys do too. Man,
Oh, they're nice kids.
Oh yeah, they're great kids.
Oh my goodness, Bill Berkey's just you complete a pass and then the next one he knocks it down. And so far we've just, it's been very ebb and flow here so far. Good plays by Kissimmee, and then an occasional good play on defense by Pottsville. Should be an interesting game tonight.
Yeah, I think so too. Boy, what an interesting game we had the other day with the Warthogs and Armada.
No doubt.
Woo!
Who saw that coming?
Exactly. I liked it.
Yeah. It was good. I'm sure it was good for Derek.
Ah!
Did that get...
No!
What happened? Oh my goodness. I thought that was intercepted.
Twice.
Almost caught. Almost intercepted. Gee whiz. So we're at 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that was almost like going and watching Federal Hawking volleyball practice.
Fair enough. All right, tight trips for the Bass. Pottsville counters with a 2-deep zone. Heavy pressure. That ball's caught down to the 17-yard line by number 1.
That's the other guacamole.
That's one of the other guacamole. Carlos. Yeah, Carlos Guacamole.
It's a nice throw by Pierce. He just sits right here in the pocket and he zooms it over.
Boy, it's a nice tight spiral he stuck in there. Yeah.
So they needed that. Their backs were kind of against the wall right there. They were at 3rd and 10. They were almost out of field goal range. That was a questionable area right there.
I was hoping that we would get them into just a field goal attempt.
Notice our cheerleaders, we got them back. They've been on COVID.
Oh, they've been quarantined.
Yeah, for the last 2 weeks. So.
Did he catch that in bounds? Apparently, they're ruling that he did. He did a nice job there, tap dancing on the sideline. That's B.J. Skittle. I like so tell me about the choice for that stripe on the helmet.
Well, we didn't want to do one stripe.
Well, that makes sense. So you've got 4.
Right. We did. We had the guys in the locker room vote on it. And I gave them a choice from 1 to 27, and they chose 4.
Oh, my goodness. There's a pick. That's Terry Barr, who played on the 1957 Detroit Lions, by the way.
He looks good.
The last time the Lions won a championship. That's how long it's been.
Was it 1959?
1950. It might have been 59. It's a long daggone time, whenever it was.
Well, I'm a Browns fan, so I feel the pain. Because that was 64.
And oddly enough, guess who Detroit beat to win that?
The Cleveland Browns.
They beat the Cleveland Browns. Those two teams played a lot in the playoffs back then.
Yeah. So my biggest fear just happened is we was going to go deep and we're going to have a turnover. Look like sure points on the board. And
yeah, it's very frustrating. My game with Montreal the first week of the season was like that. We had 3 or 4 drives that ended on turnovers in the scoring territory. And this is Tony, the human howitzer Latone, playing tailback for us. He was known for his plunge plays for Pottsville back in 1925. He's frustrating.
Barney?
Yeah. He's tough to watch.
And Barney Fife was frustrating with Andy, too.
Well, yeah, I can see the parallel there. I mean, that ball ought to be complete. Of course, we're throwing to Fungi Lebengood, bronze tight end. Also a former Pottsville player.
Did you say Thongy?
Fungi.
Oh, Fungi.
Yeah.
I thought you said Thongy.
Thongy. You can call him that if you want. All right, so we're 3rd and 6. Gun spread. Odd defense. Odd defense there for Kissimmee. and that ball's going to be caught, but short of the first down. So we're going to get our first look at Mike Barr as the punter tonight.
Yeah, that's that weird field position there at 3rd and 6 that you just don't know how it's going to turn out.
Right, right. Barr's had a fairly solid season for me this year, getting off good kicks. I'll tell you that I've decided, I don't know how much you've thought about, what a ding-a-ling. Why do you run in the end zone with that?
Oh, they call that a touchback?
Yeah, they gave me a touchback for that. I'm gonna have a gold punter and a gold kicker next time.
Is that right?
Yeah. At least a gold kicker, just because of the length that they get out of their kicks. There you go, Mad Stork, number 83 at defensive end.
So we're starting all over again here, right?
Right back to the 20. No harm, no foul on those 2 possessions. Rico back, throws that ball out in the flat. That ball's caught over on the sideline for another first down. It looks to me like he was a yard past the marker, but they're saying it right on the sticks.
You know, that's the little thing that I noticed with Rico. I mean, his ball, we've seen some tight spirals, but sometimes they float a little bit on him, and I think that's when he's more receptive to getting that ball intercepted.
Yeah. Quarterback play in this game can drive you a little crazy.
You guys had a nice flight down?
Yeah, we came down a few days early, and we actually did a little bass fishing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's a guy that has a service there in Lake Tohopa-Kaliga. And, you buy a bucket of shiners from him, and he takes you out on the boat for a half-day trip. And he does a nice job. We've had a lot of fun.
I'd hate to put that on an envelope.
Tohopa-Kaliga? I know.
Yeah.
I just email him. I don't try to mail him anything.
That's a great idea.
Twin set with offset eye for Woody Pusher. Single high safety for Pottsville. Heavy pressure out in the flat to Woody Pusher again. He's tackled for a short gain that's going to bring us to 3rd down.
There's that 3rd and 6 again.
Yeah, tough spot to be in. A little too far to run, and you want to, you think, well, I'll just go with a short, safe throw, but sometimes that winds up being a 5-yard gain and you're punting again.
That's exactly right. Not trying to give anything away, but this is where we usually see a little bit of a slant. But I'm wrong.
Oh my goodness! Clarence Beck, that's extra laps for you this week. That just hit you in both hands. Will Money, Mark. Do you know how that punter got his name? You had, I think, is he generic?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just doing the roster file trying to find names, and Will Money was he was one of the gunslingers in I can't think of the name of that Clint Eastwood movie. Clint Eastwood played the part of Will Money.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Let's see what Will Money can do here.
Walter French on the return there, who was known for being extremely fast with Pottsville way back in the day.
So that was a good punt, little return. So Pottsville going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 34. A little back and forth, deep penetration by Kissimmee right there at the beginning, but now we've kind of went back and forth.
Kind of settled in, yeah. Tight bunch set. We usually like the 5-yard out of this.
Oh, but we like to jump off sides.
You're going to jump off sides. Let's see what's going to happen with Latone. He's going to pick up, I bet they give him 9 on that. So, gosh, what do you do? 1st and 5 or 2nd and 1? I think I'm taking the yards. Yeah, 2nd and 1.
So your one fella right there's got one black shoe and one orange shoe.
Did that on purpose. I wanted to make sure there were certain receivers. I wanted to see if they're in the game or not. And sometimes the numbers are difficult to see, so I did that so I would know when he was on the field.
You have a habit of looking down instead of up?
Yes. Try to do that once in a while. Don't want to have your head in the clouds too much.
Correct. I understand.
Wentz thinks he sees something in the defense. Traditionally, that means we're about to throw an interception. So he's going to hand it off to Latone, who's going to bounce out for about 5 yards on that run.
He was carrying that ball like a little baby bird coming through there when he got that first hit. Midfield.
Getting the bunch set. First down. Maroons threatening to get it. Oh my goodness, nearly intercepted by 51.
Yeah, I can't recall.
I can't think what his name is either. It's not head snapper or ball breaker. I don't see him standing in the huddle. They must have taken him out of the game.
We should.
Second and 10. Yeah, that one hit him right in both hands. So now we've got a heavy set, 3 tight ends in the game. And we're going to give that off to Latone, who's going to run forwards for 7 yards on that carry. Nice run there in the hockey socks for Pottsville. Twin-eye. Looks like a 5-2 defense for Kissimmee. Another handoff. Latone's going to pick up the first down, bounce off a receiver or a defender, and maybe pick up another yard or 2 on that play. And so now they're down to the Kissimmee 35-yard line.
I will say that Pottsville's having some success on the ground.
So far, we'll see how it goes. 4 carries for 27 yards so far for Latone. Offset eye. 2 tight ends still in the game. What I've found to be very frustrating is we'll run the ball like this, get down here and get, let's say we'll wind up with 1st and goal, and then we'll throw 3 passes in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me where you found this linebacker, Snot Knocker. Where did he come from?
Well, he come from a JUCO school out in Louisiana. He's down around Baton Rouge, and I liked what I saw out of him. Let him go 1 more year. Played at Central Florida, and we liked him a lot. He's hard to talk to face. He's got a lot of sinus issues, but other than that, he's a good kid.
Got it. So here you go. We can, as I said to you, now we managed to catch that one. So I don't know how, but we run the ball really well, and now we're throwing it. Pottsville hurries up the line of scrimmage, and we've got near twins set. And again, Wentz will pass. Wide open, and that ball's caught.
Yeah, the ref's got his hands up.
By Walter French. I don't know if that's inbounds or not. Or no, that's Eddie Doyle. I'm sorry. Made that catch for the touchdown. I don't see a challenge flag out of your coach so far.
So just like that.
Whoa, man, that's close.
That is close. Just like that, Pottsville gets on the board.
Yep, 2:04 to go here in the first quarter, and the extra point about to happen here.
That really took the zazz out of the pizzazz in the crowd. They're all kind of sitting on their feet.
They're kind of quiet right now, waiting for something to happen, but it won't take long. You guys hit a big play, they'll be right back at it again. You've got a great following here in Kissimmee.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can't get the fans on board all in wearing one collar. Tonight we were actually supposed to do a whiteout, so you see how that turned out. But might have been a little bit of miscommunication.
Maybe so. We'll blend the radio stations here locally.
I mean, just look. We got every collar under the sun out there.
Yeah. So is it true that you've got something that fans can sign up for called the Hot Tub Club?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Did you notice the big shark that we have in the end zone?
Yeah.
The Hot Tub Club is right at the base of that, and we have 12 hot tubs, and they're for elite selected
sure.
patrons.
And
we call them patrons.
Patrons. And did I hear that like different cheerleaders take turns up there, like getting in the hot tubs with the fans.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned that we had a little COVID outbreak with cheerleaders.
Got that, yeah.
Some of that was some of the hot tub.
Probably related to the hot tub club. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. But anyway, some of the moms of the players came and filled in while the cheerleaders were
Oh, that's really nice of
It
the
was,
mothers.
yeah.
Yeah, they're Mrs. Guacamole. Did she make an appearance in?
Oh, she was the one that organized it.
Oh, she did. I could see that being her idea. Yeah, totally being her idea. Little flip pass out there to Leroy Lightfoot, who's had a good season for you so far this year. 7-yard gain there on first down.
But he's been quiet so far this game.
He has, but I remember last week it was the same story, and then he got hot in the second half and really helped you. And right here he is.
Nice stretch run.
Yeah, boy, on that stretch play, he's going to pick up quite a few yards there. About a 20-yard gain on that play. Woody Pusher's excited.
So we give you a little bit of pusher. Now we're giving you a little bit of
Lightfoot. Yeah.
Almost sounds like a country song.
It does. Yeah, it does. He looks like, he hurdled a tackler there. Was he a hurdler in high school?
I don't know about that, but I'm a little bit of country. You a little bit rock and roll?
At times, yeah. At times I can be.
You more country?
Most of the time, yeah.
Well, I can be rock and roll.
Okay, that's fine. First and 10 at the Pottsville 46. So once again, Woody Pusher and the boys are driving. There's a fumble on the play. Who's going to get that? I don't think anybody knew where it was. It looks like your tackle, number 74, came up and saved the day for you there.
He sure did. That thing laid there like a peanut butter sandwich on a playground.
Well, if anyone's going to find a peanut butter sandwich on the playground, it's going to be the offensive tackle.
Absolutely.
I mean, have you seen those linemen for your son Nolan's team?
Oh, they're huge.
Kevin Klingesmith and those guys, they've eaten a lot of peanut butter and jelly in their life. That's not Nolan's team, though. That's Colin's team, isn't it? Because Nolan has all the sumo wrestlers.
That's a dangerous pass. And then
that was into tight coverage. Rico's racking up the pass yards so far, though. He's almost to 100 here.
And look at that. That's the Woody Pusher. Look at that. Straight.
Oh, my goodness.
Seam right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
And he's turns. So, what do you say about a guy he's a stud and running, and he's got some soft hands? His wife loves it.
There's no question. She's got to be the happiest woman in Kissimmee.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Met at the line of scrimmage. That's going to be the last play of the first quarter. And the Maroons are hanging on to a 7-0 lead, but the Bass are schooling around looking for the bait fish. About to get some prey.
Speaking of fish, Woody Pusher and his wife have free passes to SeaWorld. And they invite the players to come over to SeaWorld periodically. We go out there and have picnics and watch the fish jump.
That's pretty nice. That's a good team building type thing.
Yeah.
All right, now who caught that? Number one. Oh, that's the other Guacamole boy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's Jose.
And he got a 5-yard gain there, so we're looking at 3rd and 5.
I get them mixed up. They look so much alike.
Well, I hear their mother gets them mixed up some too. There's definitely a family resemblance there. Empty set for Rico Pearson, the Bass. Short drop, and that ball is going to be caught by number 87. The ball was jarred around there 2 or 3 times, and 87, Stephen Yodel came in to scoop it up at the last second. And that gives the Bass first and goal at the 5-yard line.
I like Yodel. He's a gamer. Like I said, he brings back punt returns, kick returns, and bring him out here in tough situations, and he's able to.
Well, and the number one fan or the number one question that season ticket holders ask when they come in the stadium is, have you seen Stephen Yodel?
Right, yeah. Well, we have a Stephen Yodel bobblehead night coming up.
I don't know why you wouldn't. Is it set up for him to actually do some yodeling when you shake him and his head rattles?
Yeah, he makes that yodeling noise. I can't do it very well, but Sonny and Cher used to be able to do that yodel.
That makes perfect sense.
No, she did the Tarzan.
She did do Tarzan.
No, that was Carol Burnett.
Yeah, Carol Burnett. I love Carol Burnett.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? 2nd and goal. Woody Pusher is going to be
sideways.
dropped for about a yard loss by Walt Kiesling, who is, by the way, in the NFL Hall of Fame.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy. So we have 3rd and goal at the 2.
I think your team, Dave, is actually inspired with the. You call them yellow? The pants?
It's probably some sort of gold.
Yeah.
That's what we're shooting for. Walt Kiesling breaks through and makes that tackle again. It's going to bring up 4th and goal, and you can never count on what the AI is going to do. The other night, I thought for sure that Derek would kick a field goal to beat Colin, and they went for it and scored the touchdown on 4th and goal.
Yeah, so Pottsville hanging tough and stuck Kissimmee to a field goal.
It's up and it's good.
So,
7-3.
Momentum on Kissimmee's side was coming down the field. Ends up with 3. But still there's points on the board.
That's right. They've broken through 7-3.
And that was Victor Zaleski that kicked that through. Our MacArthur boy.
Yeah, the MacArthur Miracle is what they call him there in Benton County.
Yeah, there's a lady that's got a T-shirt place, and she puts the MacArthur Miracle.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
T-shirts. They're
On
selling like crazy.
Yeah, because there's like 8,000 or 9,000 people in MacArthur, and they probably all got one of those shirts.
Yeah, they sell them at the Sunoco station.
Yeah. So Walter French gets that kick back out to about the 22. 1st and 10 for Pottsville. Shotgun set for Walter French. That's trouble for us, because that means we're throwing. Oh my goodness. Lots of bad things almost happen on that.
Yeah, ball batted around there. Wasn't able to be picked up by anyone, but there sure was a lot of fish around.
Yeah. Those fish, when they school up and they get a feeding frenzy going, you just never know what might happen.
Well, we talk about that. If that's what we're named, then that's what we're going to do. Yeah,
it makes perfect sense. Tight trip set again, maybe a 5-yard out. There's an look at Barney Wentz talking trash to that defensive lineman after the penalty there.
Well, he had enough know of it all to go back and get back in position like nobody saw it.
Yeah, and if I'm the quarterback, the last thing I want to do is piss off a couple of angry fish.
That's true.
Especially if one of them's last name's Ballbreaker. That can't be good for you. How about Perry Van Buren? Is there like a human interest story with him?
Well, they were from the New England area. The story goes that they're from British colony that came over years ago, and that's where the Van Buren part came. So a lot of history behind that, but he's a good kid. Kind of weird sometimes.
Yeah.
Has trouble with plays. We throw little stuffed animals. He likes pink bunnies. We throw them out into like a circle, and they all kind of dive on him, but he's always the first one there. He likes pink bunnies, and he likes Peeps too at Easter time.
No.
So we got that coming up. So
Does
likes
he?
Peeps.
A lot of people like those Peeps when you've opened the package and let them get a little stale.
Yeah, my dad does that.
Does he like fresh Peeps or stale Peeps?
He likes stale Peeps. Yeah.
That seems, logical. Another nice block there by our fullback who has no face mask. I really felt it was important to develop a certain level of toughness with our fullback.
I understand.
So I didn't give him a face mask.
I get it.
And he's been a decent blocker for us this year. He's broke his nose a lot, but he doesn't seem to mind too much. Yeah, I don't know why we do that.
There's a ball breaker there on the coverage.
Yeah, a good job. We underthrow it, and he nearly picks it off. 3rd and 2 at the Pottsville 42. 7:24 here to go in the first half. and shotgun twins, so it looks like we're probably going to be throwing again.
Plenty of coverage.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what we're doing sometimes. 3rd and 2. And we throw a deep ball. And out trots Mike Barr to punt it.
That was a nice defensive play by 12 for the
What's that?
nice pass or nice defensive there by 12 for
Yeah.
Kissimmee. So yeah, Barr into kick.
Now there's a penalty on the play here.
Ooh, this could be interesting.
What do we have? Encroachment. That's got to piss you off.
That does make me mad. And I never can tell when this ref which direction he's pointing.
I know, you don't know if it's on the offense or the defense.
Yeah, he's done so many of our games.
The league,
I like him. He's a good guy. But
yeah. I really think the league needs to invest in microphones for these officials because you never know what they're saying.
Yeah. I'm not very good at reading lips. I used to be when I was younger.
Yeah.
I read a lot of lips back then.
I'm sure there's a story there somewhere.
We know loose lips sink ships.
That's the truth. Yeah, that's very true. Spin move by Latone. He's going to pick up 7 on that play, and he's now in Kissimmee territory.
That was our motto when we played Derek and his team.
Loose lips sink ships.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent game plan there. That had to be on the front page of your scouting report.
Oh, we had it everywhere in the locker
Yeah,
room and
yeah.
everything.
2nd and 3, heavy set. Extra tight ends in the game.
The guys got those red lips, those wax ones, and they were wearing them all the time.
Do they chew on those?
Yeah, they wore those instead of mouthpieces.
I could never, my mom would get me those when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and I would put them in my mouth, but then I'd wind up just chewing them up after a while.
Well, that's what they were doing too, and they were using those in place of mouthpieces. I didn't catch on for 2 days, and then when I saw it, boy, was I mad.
I don't, that's a big part of your budget, buying those fake lips.
Yeah.
3rd and inches. Heavy step still, and another handoff to Latone. He's going to pick that up, and he's down to about the 36-yard line of Kissimmee. So we have a little bit of a drive going there again for Pottsville, and they've been effective running the ball. So you know what that means.
You're going to pass.
Three plays in a row here if we don't get picked off on either of the first 2.
I understand.
Yeah. Twin set. Hand off to Latone. And he's going to pick up 6. 5:50 and a running clock here in the first half. We're headed towards halftime. Pottsville has the ball, has a little bit of a drive going on down to the Kissimmee 30-yard line.
So Wentz, so where did you pick him up at?
He actually played, I think it was for Bucknell, and he also spent some time in the Army before he signed with the Pottsville Maroons back in 1925. Of course, they never threw the ball, and it kind of makes me wish we didn't throw the ball.
Yeah.
Although we do get stuff there, but we're cranking out 5.5 per carry right now, so you're going to get us once in a while. And that was a great play there by number 52, Peacock.
Yeah, that was a great play by Peacock. He's good at stuffing the hole.
He's stuffing the hole.
I usually have Pusher and Peacock going against each other, but we like to jump off sides all the time, and we've worked on that during this past week, and evidently it's not been enough.
Well, we've had trouble with that too, and I'm seeing a lot of this. We outlawed cadence as an animation because it looked like that was maybe the driving force behind that, but here we are in the first half. I think we're at 3 penalties for you on that.
It is.
And it's still, it seems like we get way more of that penalty than we do of anything else.
Absolutely.
All right, so 3rd and inches at the 26. Moving clock. 2 tight ends in, probably another Latone carry. He's going to pick up the first down, and he gets hit right in the face by Lewis Ballbreaker.
Yeah, that was a nice tackle, but it was not before he was able to pick up a first down.
It's probably good that he hit him high, given his last name.
Correct. So we're right at the 4-minute mark.
Yeah, 24-yard line. Heavy set for Pottsville. And an outside play. And Peacock is going to stuff that play again. It's great defense by Peacock. 2-yard loss on that play.
So both teams, I mean, traditionally has the opportunity to be explosive, but what we've seen here is a little bit of almost like a chess match. A little bit back and forth and kind of been low scoring heading into halftime.
So now we've got near twins. Probably another pass coming up by Barney. And wow, we drop it. Big surprise there. I think I may also consider a 95-5 pass run ratio in the next time when we pick our lead back up. I wonder what that would look like. We'd probably get beat a lot. Probably kick a lot of field goals. 3rd and 12. We're in field goal range if we don't do something stupid here. Wentz back to pass. Throws it on a rope, and it's freaking picked off.
Wow.
And returned back out to about the 28-yard line. And now you and I both know exactly how each other feels when you have sure points on the board and you do something stupid. Bubba Williams there made a great play on that ball. He ran a long way to catch that.
He did.
He's got great speed.
And he was able to move the ball, pick up after the interception, probably another 13 or 14 yards to take it out to the 28.
So 3:10 to go. It's been, all of our preseason matchups, we scored a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight the offenses have been fairly quiet.
So let's see what Pierce is going to dial up here.
He's got plenty of time. He can do about whatever he wants.
He's got his main squeeze there in the backfield.
Leroy Lightfoot.
Yeah.
And that is Stephen Yodel on the catch. Tackled by Harry Dayhoff.
Whoa!
Look at that pass, man. That thing looked like a duck.
It sure did.
Pierce is having a reasonably good game. He's got 138 yards passing already. Twins open for the Bass. Toss play to Leroy Lightfoot. He's going to pick up a couple there. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
They've been playing a lot of blues in the locker room, and they just taught Pierce how to snap his fingers with the beat. And I think that's what's throwing his spiral off.
I see. Yeah, he's trying to do that with that motion.
So you saw that
motion.
That helicopter he just threw there. I think that's from snapping his fingers too much.
I suppose there's way worse things he could be doing in the locker room than that. Short gain there, tackled by Mad Stork and Clarence Beck.
Well, that's why we came up with this idea, because all the other stuff was going on.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful in this day and age keeping those guys safe while they're in the locker room.
Yeah. Well, they call it knob and stuff.
I've never heard that. But,
It's a Florida thing.
It's a Florida thing. Gotcha. Rico's rating's picking up. He's up to 71.3. He's done a good job picking up a lot of yards. 3rd down 8 at the 2-minute warning for Kissimmee.
It's about what the temperature is here in Kissimmee.
48?
7. I thought he was at 71.3.
Oh, yeah, 71 point. I get what you're doing there. When you spend all your winter in Pottsville and it's 12 degrees for a high temperature, you tend to think a little slower.
Well, see, that was a great idea for you guys to come down a couple of days early also to get acclimated to the warmer temperatures.
Shook the icicles out of our rear end. It was nice. 1st and 10 at the Pottsville 39. There's a minute and a half to go in the first half. And Rico and the boys have a drive going here. But that's picked off every time you turn around. And number 8, that's Hoot Flanagan for the Pottsville Maroons, who comes up with a big play there.
Hoot's only got that one bar face mask there too.
Yeah, he wanted to be a little more old school with the appearance of his uniform. And he gets us over into Kissimmee territory, so who knows what happens. I mean, we could just throw it right back to you on this next play. And sure enough, we're in an empty set, so you know we're throwing. Wentz is even changing the play. That's trouble. 5-yard outcut to Tony Latone, but they're ruling him out of bounds on the catch. So no gain on the play. He was wide open.
He was wide open. Yeah, there wasn't a fish around by 10 yards.
So 2nd and 10 at the 47. They probably need to pick up 15 more yards to have a chance for a field goal. Tight bunch. Wentz under center. Back to pass him a short drop. Fires it out. An outcut to Fungi Lebengood, who's going to pick up the first down. He gets that 15 yards. So we're at the Kissimmee 32. Samuel L. Johnstone. Now, there's an interesting story for you. Would you share for us how you found this guy and, you know, what his life had been like before and, you know, that sort of thing?
Yeah, Samuel lived in Brooklyn and lived with some foster parents. He jumped from foster house to foster house. And his brother's cousin's nephew called me one day, and he said, I got a guy I want you to look at. And I said, well, you're going to have to come down here because I'm not coming up there. And they brought him down. And I'm telling you, he looked good. He was a little rough.
Yeah.
But he lost about 12 pounds, which isn't a lot. But more than that, he lost about 12 pounds of Coke, if you know what I mean.
I see. Yeah, he had those bottles strapped on his back.
No.
Cherry Coke or Diet Coke?
Well, but anyway, we went through a little bit of some rehab, and he wouldn't care that I talk about that.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, he's a brave man.
Yeah, and went through some rehab, and look at him today. He's playing well. So, yeah, good story.
Well, there you have it. You know, again, we have almost certain points on the board, and guess what we do? We let Barney Wentz determine our fate.
Well, you should never let Barney determine your fate, as Lewis Ballbreaker does a little bit of some juggling act there between the bass, and he's able to pick it up with still 1 minute left. So let's see if Pierce.
Who knows what could happen here? 7-3 in a comedy of errors tonight for between the two teams, the Maroons and the Bass. Pierce back to throw. Hits a wide open Leroy Lightfoot, who's really not sure which direction to run. And so he picks up 6 on the play, and we're under a minute now, 47 seconds on a rolling clock. Kissimmee seems to be in no great hurry.
Yeah, I think we'll be content just to take this.
Yeah, it's 7-3. I mean, if you can hit a big one here, maybe you take a timeout, but maybe you're just happy to get out of the half.
Ooh.
And another offside penalty, which is going to ruin really a fantastic tackle by Fats Henry again.
And Guacamole is in the face of one of the Pottsville defenders.
Those Guacamole boys are tough. I mean, they've had to listen to a lot of stuff over the years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they lived in a small bedroom, a small house. I mean, I think they only had 2 bedrooms. And, of course, you know, the mom had the main bedroom, and it was pretty active.
Right.
So those
right. I mean, that's how you went up with 3 Guacamole boys.
Right. But they're good kids. And Mrs. Guacamole, you ever had her apple dumplings?
I can't say that I have. How are they?
They are great. She shares her apple dumplings with everybody in the clubhouse.
I've heard that rumor about her, that she shares those dumplings without question. 8 seconds to go. Another handoff to Woody Pusher. He's going to get hit in the backfield. And that should do it for the first half here. So, Randy, I have to admit, 7-3 was not what I was expecting for a score. What do you think gets said in the locker room on a game like this?
What the hell? Let's think about. Oh, there it is. 2 turnovers. We both have 2 turnovers apiece.
You've dominated in time of possession, and you have a substantial lead in yardage total. We've ran the ball a little better, but you've thrown it significantly better than we have. Understandable. Nobody has a sack today, which says a lot. We have 3 gold defensive linemen. We can't crank out a sack. You guys have done a great job in pass protection. What did you do different this week in practice to prepare for the pass rush?
We watched game film, of course, of you during the season to help us prepare. But we've had 3 defensive offsides encroachment calls against us. So it's hard to. And actually, I mean, when you go away from your running game and go to the passing game, that kind of gives us a little bit of relief because you're running over top of us. But Barney decides that he wants to put the ball up. I did see that he was 65 yards for 1 TD, so he at least has that TD hanging on him right now.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes me feel so good knowing he threw for 1 when he gave you 2.
Rico's got 156 going in, so he's looking at possibly having a 300-yard game. But there's no TDs there, so there's been a lot of volleyball tonight.
Yeah, there has. I mean, it almost looks at times like the receivers don't know that they're the intended target on a given pass play.
Mm-hmm. Nice look at the stadium.
Are those actual megalodon jaws that you have there in the northeast corner?
No, they're fake.
They're fake.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you guys would, if you found some of those locally here. There's still some talk that maybe the megalodon might exist.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't get into too much conversation about that.
Well, it's understandable. I mean, you don't want to cause a panic in the tourist industry capital of the world. Walter French on the return, he's going to get that out to about the 26-yard line, and that's where the Maroons will take over to open the second half here.
French does look tough just with that one bar. I like that.
Yeah, I wish we could, make it look like he had a broken nose, maybe some blood and bruising in there, but the game's not really set up for that. 2 tight ends, looks like we're running. I hope we're running. There we go. Give it to Latone, let him do his thing. Little spin move. I wish he hadn't done so much of that, but he gets 6.
I didn't see what his first half stats were for Latone. It seems like every time I turn around, he's 7 or 8 deep.
He had 60 yards.
Okay.
And, we do seem to have a habit of giving him the ball more in the second half.
That's good to know.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of our plan was to feed him the ball a lot. He's a gold running back, but he doesn't get quite the number of carries I'd like to see him get. 3rd and 3. And we're approaching the 10-minute mark here in the third quarter. 3rd and 3 at the Pottsville 33-yard line. And Gun King spread for Pottsville. 2 deep safeties for Kissimmee.
This is where it gets ugly.
Lots of free time there. And that ball is going to get caught by none other than Fungi Lebengood, who splits the middle of the defense there, goes up and catches the ball. He's tackled almost immediately on the play by number 11, Johnson Jackson.
So you're right at midfield. You can see the wear and tear already on the field. We had it looking really good. Grounds crew had been doing a great job.
Short gain there for Latone. It's going to bring us to 2nd down and 9. He's tackled on the play by 52. I believe that's Peacock again, who's had a strong night for us defensively.
He has had a good night.
Power eye set for the Maroons.
See that guy in the back?
Long count.
back behind your bench, really clapping back there.
He seems to be excited about something, but it couldn't be the way that play turned out because that was bad.
How many did you bring down with you guys?
We just brought, our travel squad's 53 players.
You travel well, though, right?
Yeah, we brought, there's nothing open in town right now. All 10,000 people came down. I guess they really felt like they probably better get out and travel a little bit before the cost of fuel goes way up after the Russian-Ukraine war. Man, it was nearly intercepted there by number 92. I believe that's Head Snapper. He dropped out into coverage. Mike Barr trips over the numbers on your field there.
He did.
Nearly falls down.
Yeah, we tried to keep those pounded down, but it looked like he was struggling a little bit.
Well, he's got both feet taped up. I mean, he's a little stiff. And a nice high kick there by Barr. It's going to get down inside the 10 and die on the 1 yard line. So, a nice coffin corner kick there for Mike Barr. And the first possession of the half for Kissimmee begins on their own 1 yard line.
Well, it's a blessing for Kissimmee to be able to get that first stop here. But it's almost could be a curse for the position that it's at.
Yeah, it's a dangerous place to be here right now. The plays that you pick, you've got to be very careful because you could wind up with a safety here pretty easy. But Lightfoot's going to get that thing out and get all the way out to the 5-6 yard line there. Oh, wait, that's Woody Pusher on the carry. Nice run by Woody Pusher.
Yeah, it's at 28 yards. I'm kind of surprised. It seems like he's had more yards than that tonight.
He's had some fairly solid penetration so far this evening.
Yeah, Woody Pusher does know how to penetrate. He's just got to get good and oiled up. And I think he's starting to get greased up a little bit.
He seems like it. He stopped there on that play for no gain. So we're back in that, kind of limbo territory, 3rd down 5. Clarence Beck, he got hit so hard there by Woody that his eyes are crossed momentarily.
I noticed that.
Quickly out of the huddle is Kissimmee.
I've been having some trouble with Woody Pusher. They call it lymphoiditis, that he's been suffering with that.
What is that?
It's just where his body just wants to go limp.
Really? How do you treat it?
Steroids.
Steroids. I thought maybe it had something to do with one of those pills about the color of your jerseys there.
But when Woody Pusher goes limp, then our team goes south.
Well, he is definitely the face of the franchise, so to speak.
He is. Yeah, he's the midsection, too.
Ball thrown out in the flat, and that's caught by Carlos Guacamole. And that's going to pick up the first down. Armin Mart on the play. What a tight spiral thrown up the wide side of the field. It was a top-notch throw.
That's a hard pass right there, too.
Yeah, it is. Pusher's got 29 yards on 12 carries. So far, we've done a decent job of kind of holding him down. We went into the game thinking that it was going to be important to control him a little bit this evening. Now I just got to hope Lightfoot doesn't blow us up. Gain of 4 for Leroy Lightfoot.
I don't know if you noticed the security guards in the yellow there tonight. We brought those on. They're from the Sunshine Taxi Company out of Kissimmee and Orlando.
Yeah, that's nice of them to give up a little bit of time there. Did you have to give them free tickets or anything?
We did, and their family. We were running out security guards, but we didn't know who to call.
Yeah.
And those guys always wear yellow, and Sunshine Taxi Company wears yellow, so we just said, just wear your own shirts.
That makes perfect sense.
So they were happy to come.
2-yard gain for Woody Pusher, who's also happy to come. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 4 at the Kissimmee 32-yard line. Berge gets the defense lined up quickly as Kissimmee is in and out of the huddle quickly as well. 2 bump coverage for Pottsville. And another short dive play. Oh my goodness. Woody Pusher just busted it open in the middle.
He did. He knew he was about ready to take a hit. See him right here. He dives his head down too quick.
He's got those shoulders rolled over, and he was going to dish out some punishment. Nice run.
Rico having a decent night. His rating's falling. Those 2 interceptions are hanging on him.
I would have never thought we'd be this late in the game and still only be 7-3. 2-yard gain for Leroy Lightfoot on the stretch play there, tackled by Bill Berge. And it's going to bring up 2nd down 8. We're under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Nobody scored here in the second half. Still 7-3 Pottsville. Empty set for Rico and the boys. Short drop, probably 90 all slants, and it is. Caught by Carlos Guacamole down to the Pottsville 44-yard line. That's just pretty much a go-to play in APF, don't you think?
It is, and Pierce had like 3 targets to throw to, and they were all open.
Yeah, they're all open, so he could have just thrown it anywhere he wanted to.
Which
Bill
is good
Bradley
for
makes
us.
the play.
He's yawning.
I mean, is he bored?
Well, Guacamole stayed up late.
Oh, he's probably tired. Oh, big hit there by Bill Berge. Knocks number 31, I don't even know who that is, off of his feet.
I like how he lowered his shoulder right there.
Yeah. There is some good hitting in this game. That's one thing I like as compared to the NFL, where they don't let anybody hit anyone.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
we still have a fairly physical, violent game, and I think we've got to celebrate that. Rico back to pass again. Deep ball down the sideline. That ball's caught for a touchdown. Carlos Guacamole on about a 45-yard touchdown pass from Rico Pierce. And that's going to give Kissimmee their first lead of the ball game. And listen to that hometown crowd.
They are going nuts. And, I mean, I don't want to say anything negative about your team, Dave, but it looks like we kind of lulled you to sleep right there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure the guy's got his head off the pillow yet. So the extra point here is kind of a big deal.
You can see the taxi guys there.
Yeah, that's, those guys are kind of hanging around close to those cheerleaders.
Well, they are. When you're off a COVID list, then you get a lot of attention.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the decor in this stadium is really nice. You got shark jaws hanging up everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Locker room entrances, corners of the stadium, scoreboard. I mean, there's really a lot to look at here, especially if you like sharks.
Have you been at the concession stand?
Tell me about it.
Well, if you haven't had the shark nuggets, you're missing out.
I didn't even know sharks had nuggets. I mean, but it makes sense, though. Why wouldn't they have nuggets?
Right. Well, it's basically shark meat that they cut in tiny bites, and
I see.
they put a
I was
coating on them
confused.
and then
Yeah.
put them in a fryer. But they're really, really good.
Well, anytime you coat your nuggets, it's got to be pretty good.
Yeah. And I'm always game for a 10-piece.
Yeah, yeah.
We saw Woody Pusher one night eat 50 shark nuggets
Wow.
with no sauce.
Man, not even any sauce.
Mm-mm.
Now I hear that a couple of the moms there that run the concession stand, they have a special sauce they put on those nuggets.
Yeah, they do. They're homemade. They dip them at home, so they're not releasing the recipe. But boy, you can smell it when they come in.
I bet you can. So they actually dip them at home and then bring them to the stadium.
Yeah, they're just in contain. Some weeks they're just in little jars. Then some weeks they're in big buckets.
I see. Probably depends on who's doing the dipping, I suppose.
Right. And how much they're putting out.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Production-wise. So after that sack, we've got 3rd and 10, and it looks like we've drawn off the defense again. But we are going to pick up the first down. Fungi Lebengood does, and he runs over number 51 out there in the flat. So it seems like we would decline that penalty and take the first down.
It would seem that way.
But in this game, you never know. So that's going to move the ball that we declined the penalty, and the catch stands. Puts the ball out to the 40-yard line. There has to be a little bit of urgency on both sidelines right now. No more points than have been scored. You know, you just you really want to get stops defensively, but you know our OCs on both sides have got to be feeling the pressure to call good plays.
You have to be surprised that with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, you have 7 points on your.
Yeah, I really thought, based on the way we played in preseason, this would be like 40 to 35 or something like that. Latone picks up 6 on the swing pass. I really like that cascading waterfall too.
Yeah.
Is that what supplies the water for the hot tub club?
It is, and we just put that in like 3 years ago.
Seems like that'd be a good way to keep the water in that hot tub kind of fresh.
It is. We pump it out of the Gulf,
Oh, that's nice.
so it's got a little bit of a salt,
Yeah, a little saltiness to it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but it kind of helps self-chlorinate it.
Yeah, it seems like, avoiding infection would be kind of a key thing there in the hot tub club.
And I'm not much of a scientist or anything, but I think that's good.
Yeah. Well, your fans certainly seem to love it. So, that's a key. So we're looking at 3rd and 1. It's a long 1-yard line. We're going to give that to Latone. And he's going to stumble around like a blind dog in a meat house and pick up the first down. You guys have done a good job on him in the second half. He's 19 carries for 72 yards.
He was scared me to death there in the first half. I didn't know if we was going to be able to keep him contained.
Well, so far defensively here, it's been solid. I thought we were about to get out the back gate there and get a run going, but it winds up being a 1-yard gain. And we're under a minute here in the third quarter. And Pottsville's over into Kissimmee territory. But we'll probably throw here, and that's always bad news for us. Oh, boy, Barney Wentz is changing the play.
He is your commander.
Yeah. Tip pass there. It's going to bring us to 3rd and 9. Now, there's a name, the third guacamole son. We haven't talked much about him tonight.
No, Burton. Burton never was much of an offensive juggernaut, but boy, he could hit, and he had some decent hands. So back when he was playing in school, they put him on defense, and that's how he ended up being where he was.
Well, that makes sense. Now, did you tell me that he's on a little bit of medication for some anger issues?
Yeah, he is, and again with HIPAA violations and rules, we
can't really talk about it. That's
so.
Fair. Yeah, that's really fair.
But we have to keep Burton's locker is on the other side of the ring.
Oh, so he's got kind of like a private situation there.
He's over there with Ballbreaker.
Oh, yeah. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense that he would be with those guys.
And St. Matthews.
Right.
And St. Matthews is really good about spending time with them and meditating and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So we got good chemistry.
Seems like. Yep, it certainly seems like. So that takes us to the fourth quarter. Bass holding on to a slim 10-7 lead. And Pottsville has a decision to make here. Looks like the punter has marched out. Of course, the last time he pinned you on the 1-yard line and you answered with a 99-yard drive. So anything could happen here.
And his previous punt was kind of misdone and ended up in a touchback, and it shouldn't have been. This was an awful punt.
Yeah, it didn't cover a lot of ground there, and your guy caught it and got a couple of yards. So that wound up being good for you guys. So you're going to be at your own 17-yard line. And good play there by your punt return team. Kept you out of trouble.
Hey, I want to make mention, too, that tonight's Village People Night, and fans were encouraged to dress up like their favorite Village people. So who's yours, Dave?
Oh, without a doubt, it's the Indian.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's my favorite one of the bunch. That headdress is pretty awesome.
And there was the policeman?
Yeah, there was a policeman. Wasn't there like a construction worker?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I saw a lot of people with the belts.
Yeah.
With the hammers hanging
with the hammers
off of
hanging.
them. Yeah. Woody Pusher, that's his favorite.
There's no question. His hammer's hanging a lot.
But I saw a lot of the police, people dressed up like police with their handcuffs and.
Yeah, BJ Skittle on the 5-yard outcut, but he's rolled out of bounds before he hauls that in. Yeah, you know, if you've got a hot tub club and you've got a group full of young virile cheerleaders who just came off quarantine, it seems like having a good supply of handcuffs would be in order.
Right. Well, we try to make it fun. We try to mix it up a little bit. We try to make it interesting for the older generation and the younger generation. But we're really leaning towards the younger generation.
Yeah, I mean, that's only fair.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. So Fats Henry gets a sack on the play and then tells Rico Pierce what he thinks about that, getting up out of the pile. Seems like things are getting heated up here a little bit in the late in the game.
I noticed that also. So Kissimmee was 4th and 16. It's going to leave, I think, Pottsville in a decent spot.
Yeah, with 10:20 to go here, I mean they're about to be given an opportunity. And French is going to get a little bit of a return out of that, so it's going to be 1st and 10 Pottsville at the Kissimmee 46-yard line with 10:08 to go. How about number 3 there with that beard and mustache?
Yeah, and he does that squat. He does
Yeah.
a lot of yoga. He's our yoga instructor for the team.
That's a pretty good thing for him to be doing.
It helps the players keep limber and injury free.
Latone up the middle. He carries that ball kind of loose. He's going to pick up 5 on the play.
But that's pretty much the Latone that we've seen tonight.
Yeah, 5 and 6, 5 and 6, -2, 5 and 6. 3 tight end set again. Looks like they're going to go right back to the run with Latone. Hoping to capitalize on that workhorse attribute that he has. And he is going to pick up the first down there. Late come into the stadium tonight is your son Nolan. Will you let him in the executive suites, or will you make him sit out with the regular people there?
Oh, no, he can come in an executive suite.
That's, it looks like he's got a bag full of shark nuggets over there.
Ooh.
Man, that was close. That could have been disastrous for us if Ballbreaker comes up with that play. So 2nd and 10. Makes perfect sense. We'll throw one more time. We've got a hot running back. So why wouldn't we throw?
Right.
Yeah. But that's a heavy set, so it looks like we're going to run again. The tone on the spin move is going to get him down to the 32-yard line. See, he's under 4 yards a carry now, and in the first half he was closer to 6.
Mm-hmm.
Good defensive adjustments there at halftime by your guys. Who's your defensive coordinator?
I don't remember his name.
Isn't that the guy that you were telling me a few weeks ago was like you found him at Disney and offered him a job?
Yeah, his name's Swan Vincent.
Son of a bitch. Sorry. Lewis Ballbreaker might be the player of the game right now.
Yeah, Lewis Ballbreaker there with a nice interception.
Barney Wentz shakes his head. He ought to be shaking his head.
For the Fish. So, as we approach almost the midway point of the fourth quarter.
Big play. That was a key play for the Bass right there. And with that, I'm going to have another beer.
So Pierce stepping up to the line of scrimmage, has to feel good about that.
You ever drink Yingling Flight?
No.
It's one of those light beers. It's almost like drinking water.
Oh.
So if you're dehydrated, just get one of these.
Right, I get it.
Lightfoot on the carry there, 3 yards, right? Stretch play again, looked like.
Pick up a 3. I was kind of looking at that cascading water, and it kind of just threw me off for a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's like, I don't know what you even call it. There's a word for it. And Lightfoot on the stretch play makes Pottsville pay.
That was your biggest fear. You said that could turn over with Lightfoot biting you in the second half.
Right, and he's certainly done that so far tonight. How about the little stiff arm he offers up there? That's a pretty nice little move.
Yeah, it was a high tackle there by 3, too. Didn't hit him low.
So 1st and 10 at the Pottsville 37. Toss play. And that's going to be tackled for a short loss by Terry Barr. Your guy's averaging 6.7 yards a carry right now.
I just saw that. Lightfoot kind of juggled that ball a little bit. He almost lost the handle on it.
Keep your eyes open over there.
So 2nd and 11. Looks like a little miscommunication in the defensive secondary. Hopefully they've got that ironed out now. Ball's thrown out.
Oh,
and Pusher runs backwards, but still managed to come up with a couple of yards on the play there. So we're going to be looking at 3rd down 9.
He does that all the time at practice. He'll catch a ball, and then he'll run 12 yards backwards, and then he tries to run then forwards, and then sees who can get people.
He seems like an in-and-out kind of guy.
He is. He's definitely an in-and-out guy. And if anybody can tackle him for a loss, he gives them a free can of Vienna sausages.
Isn't he sponsored by Vienna Sausages?
Oh, no. He's sponsored by the Men's Hair Club.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. All right, so decision time for the Kissimmee Bass. Do you kick the field goal here or do you punt? Field goal,
45.
Field goal makes it, we'd have to score a touchdown. But looks like they're going to send Will Money out. Fake punt wouldn't be a bad call here right now. And that camera angle changing like that has me worried. Maybe the cameraman knows something.
I just hate the field's been tore up like it has. But it's real sandy down here.
Yeah, you got Bermuda grass on this field, right?
We do, but and our guy who takes care of the field does a great job. His name's Stan. Stan Module.
Stan Module?
Mm-hmm. He does a great job, though, but he's not going to be happy when he sees this.
It'll be a big week of work for him. Of course, we have the break coming up here, so he'll have a little extra time.
He says urine is one of the best things that you can put on a field.
So that's how he treats the field? Mm. He pees on it a lot?
Well, he does that, and he has a farm, and he collects urine and brings it and puts it on it.
What kind of farm does he have?
Well, it's sheep. He has mules.
Sheep and mules. So does he have a theory on what it is about sheep pee that makes it a little bit better to grow grass with?
Again, we're getting into something else scientific. I mean, I don't know the whole acidity part of it, but it's something with that.
Well, whatever it is, it's a great-looking field. I don't know what Barney Wentz was doing right there. He had all time in the world to throw. And so what does he do? Well, let's run forward and get tackled for a 1-yard loss.
Well, I think the Bass had all the receivers covered.
That might be.
And Barney just thought, I just got to tuck it
He's
and
going to
go.
pee down my leg and see what happens. I've got yellow pants on. If I want to pee, it's okay.
And Stan would be perfectly happy with that. He'll take all of the urine on the field he can get.
Yeah. I mean, it makes his job a little easier. And Latone's going to pick up a measly 1 yard there on 3rd and 6. So with about 5 minutes to go, we're going to be punting again. 10-7 score. Is this the lowest scoring game? Commissioner Colin, what's the lowest scoring game in WFL history?
Well, that's probably it.
That's probably it. You heard it here first, folks. Man, he got a bomb off
He
there.
did.
Tackled immediately. Good coverage there by the Maroons.
So Yodel. Oh, it's Sneed.
Is that Apollo Sneed?
Yeah, it's Paulo Sneed. So 4:45 remaining in the ball game. Kissimmee with the ball. So you think you would see some heavy run.
Yeah, with 4:45 to go, it seems like they would want to sit on the ball with Pusher and Lightfoot. I played a Woody Pusher. He's tackled immediately by Fats Henry. Fats Henry also playing with no face mask. He wanted to be a throwback player.
I like it. He almost looks like he belonged on the first Apollo missions.
You could have been. I mean, he's got that big fat astronaut look.
Did you ever play Asteroids when you was a kid?
I did. That's an awesome video game.
That's a great game.
Pusher again on the dive, and he's tackled immediately by Clarence Beck, and once again, the fat astronaut, Fats Henry.
So almost as script would have wrote it, we're going to see possibly Pottsville getting this ball with a hair over 2 minutes left to possibly
Maybe.
tie or win the game.
This is a big third down play right here. I hear your construction workers in the background. It sounds like they're planning out some sort of casino night.
Yeah.
Did I hear that right? Lightfoot tackled for a short loss there by Bill Berge, and that's going to bring out the punt team for Kissimmee.
Well, when the league's taking a break, we're taking a break here too at the stadium. We're doing some renovations and that type of stuff. And yeah, I asked the guys if rather them not be here during game night, but they wanted to go ahead and come. So they're
Well, they've got deadlines to meet,
They do.
contracts to fill, and that sort of thing. I mean, I kind of don't blame them.
yeah,
And they do seem like a jovial crew.
they are. Most of them don't have visas,
Oh, boy.
or driver's license.
Well,
but-
who in Florida really does?
right?
Short game by Walter French, and it's as we say in the business, it's nut cutting time here in Florida because we're going to find out who's willing to cut their nuts off to win a ball game here in the last 2:56 of the game.
Well, and that's more time than what we wanted to leave, because that is plenty.
And once again, we have a running set there for Tony Latone. And we're going to jump off sides, and he's going to get tackled, but it's all for naught. We're going to be looking at 1st and 5 after that penalty.
That has to be the 5th or 6th penalty on the Bass tonight.
Yeah. Tough night for him. 1st and 5 at the 34. Opens up the entire playbook. What I'd like to do is rip out all the pages with the pass plays on them. Shotgun set for Wentz. And as luck would have it, he's going to give up another sack. And he's going to hurry the line of scrimmage after that 6-yard loss. That pretty much negates the penalty that we picked up earlier. wow, that could have been trouble if Doyle could have come up with that catch. So now we're 3rd and 11.
Yeah, the receiver jumped in front of to catch that ball, but when he did that, there was nobody behind him. So if the Pottsville receiver would have caught that ball, I think he would have been gone.
But as it turns out, the Bass defense once again has done a good job tonight, and they do what they have to do to hold. Empty set for Pottsville. Wentz back to pass, and sacked once again. Van Buren with 3 sacks here in the second half.
And we didn't have any sacks in the first half.
Yeah, neither team did. Yeah, neither team had a sack, and now heavy pressure on both sides. But more so on your side, we have to throw right now, and now we have to punt.
Yeah. So you can't be happy with the way that this has turned out.
No, I'm not very happy. But I did say that I was going to do a complete playbook rewrite after week 5, and we won 2 games in a row. And at first I thought, well, maybe we're going to be okay. But this just is further proof to me that we have a long way to go. And you could tell there I'm pretty mad.
You are mad, yeah.
Yeah.
And I get it. So you guys are going to fly home tonight, or do you think you'll stay another night?
I was going to let them stay over if the deal was if we could come up with a win, we'd stay an extra game or an extra day or two, and maybe even through the weekend with the with the long break, we might have stayed and gone to the beach a little bit and got the water some. But
yeah.
But with this, I think we got to get on the bus and get to the airport, fly back, and we'll probably have practice in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
So right back to PA.
Right back to PA.
And you have to have discipline. You do.
Yeah, there's no question about that. And in our play calling and especially in our offensive passing attack, we haven't had that this evening.
But this is far from over. It's right at less than a 2-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things could happen. And we do have 2 of our timeouts left. Leroy Lightfoot breaks that loose. That's going to be trouble. And we have to burn another timeout. I'm not sure we can get the ball back at this point. I mean, we can burn one more timeout. That'll get us to 2nd down. We might get it back with a chance to throw like a 90-yard touchdown pass.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, if somebody would have kidnapped me and gave me truth serum and put my nuts in a sling, I never would have guessed that this game would end up being 10-7.
No, I thought 10-7 in the first quarter.
Right.
It's been a defensive struggle tonight out of both. And Lightfoot on the tackle. Pottsville is going to immediately call another timeout. That's going to get us to 2nd and 11. They're going to kneel on the ball here. Okay, so that's going to take it to, they'll have to snap it again at about the 1-minute mark.
So we are giving you the ball back.
And we're going to get the ball back with 20-ish or so seconds left, it looks like. I got to be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing the AI do that thing where they fake the kneel and throw one deep.
Oh, yeah, that'd
be kind of funny. Rico doing a good job milking the clock down before he snaps it. So it'll run all the way down to about 27 seconds. Or I wouldn't be surprised to see Kissimmee take a timeout to avoid the 5-yard penalty and then see if they can't punt it.
So I see a little bit of swagger to Kissimmee, but this thing, I just want to remind them, this isn't over. Some funny things can happen.
20-some seconds left. I mean, we'll probably run a couple of plays where we actually hand the ball off to the fullback or something before we heave one deep. That seems to be the AI way. And you guys are going to... Well, that helps. So 22 seconds left. Instead of being 98 yards away, we're 80 yards away. So what we've really got to do is try to throw a couple of intermediate out routes to get us out close to midfield. But we got to get out of bounds, and then that would give us a chance maybe on the third play to throw one in the end zone.
And who's your punter? Or your kicker?
My kicker is Charlie Berry.
So he's warming up?
Yeah, he's probably hoping to get a chance. We can't really keep doing that, though. 5-yard outs are not really the way to go at this point. We should have thrown that ball earlier in the game.
Is he related to Chuck Berry?
Yeah, that's actually, well, we don't talk about this a lot in Pottsville, but he is a love child of Chuck Berry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Can he play a guitar?
He plays the drums. Yeah, plays the drums, and he's pretty good at that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So 2nd and 5, 18 seconds to go. Everything riding on the strong arm of Walter French, which is problematic. That ball's knocked down. So with 13 ticks, we're still 75 yards away.
Barney with the pump fake right there, and he froze the linebackers just for a second.
Yeah, and I thought maybe we were about to see something there, but in true Barney Wentz fashion, at least on this evening, he has managed to stink it up. Why are we throwing a frickin' shovel pass on 3rd and 5? And now here we are. Can we even get a playoff? And of course, we're going to catch that 15-yard in route to end the game. Well, Randy, good job on your team's part. You played well defensively, held us to 7 points. And that's got to make you feel pretty good. It's going to solidify. Actually, where does this put the rankings? Because, Djibouti fell this week. They're 4-1. And now you're 4-1.
Right.
The head-to-head matchup would favor Djibouti, but gee whiz, I mean, they got beat by Frankfurt.
Yeah, and I'm going to let the professionals and the others take care of that decisioning. We just want to do the best we can do. We just want to come out every day and play the best we can.
Well, that's all you can really do. I mean, the pole makers are going to be the pole makers.
Right. But, yeah, what a defensive game we had. We did have some turnovers. Got kind of sloppy a little bit in the first half. But it was a solid game.
Yeah, I got to really hope that the MacArthur Miracle, Victor Sileski, I mean, he has the game-winning points.
He does, yeah.
I mean, if you made him the player of the game, I don't think you go wrong here.
No, and I'm telling you, if he would possibly win that, there would be those what's the chocolate coating you put on ice cream cones?
Oh, yeah, the stuff that gets hard.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, there would be all of those for everybody in MacArthur. From McClure's.
From McClure's. I mean, they do it better than anybody does.
They do. And Woody Pusher loves hard ice cream.
Well, hard is the only way he knows to go.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, I mean, it's been a hard-fought game. We enjoyed it. I'm sure my guys are exhausted. We're ready to get into the hot tub tonight.
Well, actually, in a surprise vote there, Carlos Guacamole with 5 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown. He's your player of the game tonight.
His mom's got to be so happy. I mean, she's just she can't hardly stand it, to be here and watch all 3 of her boys. Actually, she's got 5 boys, and we'll get into that later. But 3 of the boys that are playing on this squad, and she's just excited to be here. So, congratulations to her.
Well, I hope she's safe as she makes her way out around the Kissimmee St. Cloud area this evening.
Well, she's going to the hot tub club.
Oh, she is. She's going to stay here in the stadium.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a bad idea overall. All right, folks. Well, from Kissimmee, your final score is the Kissimmee Bass 10 and the Pottsville Maroons 7. Safe travels to everyone going home tonight. We'll see you soon.